The Nikki Glaser Podcast. The Nikki Glaser Podcast.
Here's Nikki.
Hello, here I am. It's the Nikki Glaser Podcast. It's Tuesday. Welcome to the show. Andrew's here. Noah's here. Anya Marina is also with us again today. She was here yesterday. She is going to be at Rockwood Music Hall. What's the date again? What are the 7 o'clock Rockwood Music Hall on what day?
Thursday night. Thursday, March 17th.
March 7th. This
PM.
Thursday, March 17th,
Yes.
7 p.m. It is also St. Patty's Day that day. So if you're in the New York City area, Rockwood Music Hall, it's a nice little venue. It's a cheap ticket too, right?
Yeah, come down.
Not too
It's
bad.
stage 3. I think it's $15 if you get it ahead of time. 20 day of. Maybe.
Great.
Yeah, something like that.
It's an hour show. Say hi to Anya. Tell her you're a bestie. We'd love for you
Yeah.
to support the show and support the people we love. And also, yeah.
In
she does
fact,
her
if you're a bestie and you come down, I will give you a free CD. How about that? Just tell me you're a bestie.
Ooh, okay. Now we're talking merch. Speaking of merch, our merch is up in the merch store, podshop.nikkiglaser.com. We got 2 t-shirts. We got hats. Very excited to get my merch too. That
Wanna know
I
something
haven't
really-
ordered it yet, but
Something
What?
really fun about the merch is that it's available to our international listeners.
oh well, that's great news because we have a lot of those, as we know from when we do
We
Fanthrax.
got one guy in India, one girl in Romania.
We've got people in Ireland. We got people in Australia. We got people in the UK. I mean, we're global, baby.
Hey man, it's global.
Jamaica. Remember our friend in
Yes, we
Jamaica?
have one friend in Jamaica.
Canada. Tons of besties in Canada. We appreciate all of you so much. Today we are going to do questions for the later part of the show. While we have Anya here, I wanted to open this thing that I just got from. I just got sent to me because I ordered it and paid money for it. It sounds like it was just like a treat. It is called. I know Anya will be into this. It's called the Flawless Face Pillow. Okay.
Oh my God.
I was advertised this on Instagram. I posted about it on my story, a couple weeks ago. It was $179. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. It's so
Was
much
it a
money.
late night buy? Like
I don't
in the
even
middle of the
remember. It
night?
was
Yeah,
just
so
like
probably.
it was. There was something going on. I don't know what it was, but here it is.
She was having a moment.
It is it's called Wake Up Flawless. This is for people who sleep on their stomach and squish their face a lot when they sleep in order to not have a squishy face or squished up face, which you know that I don't even go skydiving and I have so many offers to go skydiving.
What if you wore that?
This won't protect me from that either. So I've just opened it. I've had this for like a week and I meant to bring it on the show. So yeah, I am now going to. How do you even put this thing?
I don't know.
on?
It looks like if like an astronaut forgot the rest of the shield.
It looks like a neck brace for someone who's going through like surgery.
Yeah, who has 2
honestly.
necks.
So
Yeah,
it's
for a
made. It has a
giraffe.
silk pillow, and you position it like this. Okay, here we go.
All right, get in there.
I'm gonna take off my hat.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Take off
taking
your
off her
hat and
hat, folks.
headphones.
She's putting this on.
Sorry, I'm not gonna be able to hear Anya or Noah right now because I had to take off my.
Okay, here we go. Are you sure that's how?
Yes.
It definitely goes up
Oh
top.
my God. It looks like
Luigi
a
is
soft
so
toilet
confused
seat.
right And then you sleep like this.
Oh.
Okay, now I can hear you.
You look like a
You sleep
a
like this.
dentist commercial.
I
For
don't
And then-
tooth.
It protects you from squishing your face when you lay. This could also be good for the
When you
planes.
lay
You
down,
look
let
like
me see
King
if it-
from
okay,
Ninja
how
Turtles.
Does it feel?
Let me just see if it protects.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Marshmallow after he showed his face. The DJ I'm talking about. Okay, here she goes.
She's
But why is it different? Because oh God.
Nikki is
Oh,
laying
God.
down.
Disclaimer. So wait, so the idea is that your cheeks don't hit the pillow.
Yes, that your dumb face doesn't hit the pillow. Okay. Hell yes. All right, babe. It's work. Well, I don't want it to go.
It looks
around.
like you're getting attacked.
Feels like it's like my head is too like it doesn't go. My head's too small for it. Usually my head's so big.
her.
Just like this.
She's flawless.
And that actually works. This is nice. I
What about if you roll around though? Will it fall off though? I just feel like
from side to side like this, and it protects me from having like that smush face.
it's kind of like
It's a good buy.
yeah. It's like when
$179 worth? Fuck no! Don't do that. Don't ever do that.
yeah, you paid more money to have less pillow.
It's gonna save me money and all the, injections that I was gonna get to keep my face.
Can I be
fucking
honest?
afloat.
I'm looking at the normal pillow picture versus the flawless. And
Yeah.
the normal looks way more comfortable. just
She looks happier though. She looks like
Oh.
Brenna in the normal photo.
Yeah.
She's
No one-
smiling with.
No one smiles when they sleep.
You know what?
But if you're
Chris does.
sleeping, if you're sleeping
he
on your
really?
stomach, that's pretty
Yeah.
cute. And like you're smushed into the mattress, shouldn't it are you sure you're putting it on the right way? Like, shouldn't there be a lot of pillow under your chin?
Well,
and
I'm
your
not facing
forehead?
down like I'm getting a massage. When I
Oh.
smush my face to the side when you sleep. Do you sleep on your back?
Oh, right. I sleep on my side.
Oh, so do you sleep like this, like a little angel with your like hands beneath
Yeah.
your?
Yeah.
So you keep your hands underneath
I
your
have
head?
one hand on each nipple.
How do you seriously?
Interesting.
You must think about your face when you sleep, Anya.
Yeah,
You're a
I do.
woman.
I mean, I
What-
just learned
What do you do with
that-
your face?
I didn't know that one side of your face sags more, but so I switched which side I sleep on just because when I moved in with Matt, he took my side. So now I have to sleep on my right side. But for like,
Did he take your side because he was like, I really need this one side, or like
he's like,
it
this
just
is my side. I'm like, all right, it's your house. So I guess that's the side.
when you're sleeping in a
Whoa.
queen bed
Yeah,
or a
what
king bed and you don't have a partner, do you sleep in the middle of the bed?
Oh, yeah. No, I like to be on the end.
I still have a side.
I've never once slept in the middle of a bed,
Yeah.
unless it's a twin bed. Ever. Noah, do you sleep in the middle of a queen bed if you have it all to yourself?
No, I always just stay on one side.
Why do we do this to ourselves?
You want to know why?
Why?
I'm just
Because
used
we
to
have
it.
we have four pillows. If we had one long pillow, it'd be more.
But just move the pillow to the middle.
I know, but it's already starting divided. So it's like, why are we gonna fuck with? It's already divided.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
I
That's
think
a
they
good
do it so I can just
question.
get out of bed quicker.
Oh, like a defense mechanism?
Yeah, I mean, or just like to pee in the middle of the night. Just want to just hop out.
I think this harkens back to Noah's question from our last episode
About
where
elevators?
she's the elevator. And there was a study done about people seating themselves in restaurants and that it's human nature to seat yourself closer to the walls. Nobody wants to be in the center of the room.
Yes,
Even when no
I
one's
hate
looking.
a table in the center. I want to be on the sides. I went to go see my dad perform this weekend, and the only table was like a center table, and I just wanted a booth. Just want a little privacy, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that about New York restaurants. Like that's why I
Yeah.
like an Outback.
Steakhouse.
Yeah, because like you could just hide inside the booth. It's all booths.
I
pretty
love
much.
I
booths.
love a booth.
I love a booth. I love a.
I love a Charlie
I love a booth in my
booth.
own apartment, not near anyone, and just.
What
eating
is it about a
leftovers.
booth where you just want a booth? Like you go into
It's
a restaurant.
cozy.
Can we get a booth?
I mean,
Because
who-
it's padded.
I mean, what kind of psycho likes to?
It's
sit
like your
next-
mom's uterus.
Yes, you're back in it.
Yeah, who doesn't want to eat in there?
I like to dangle my leg off a bed. I think that's why I like to be on the side.
Oh,
I have some news.
oh God!
I'm not pregnant.
again.
No. But over the weekend, I was watching Love is Blind with my lover. Shit, sorry, Luigi. I just scared him. And we were watching it, and I don't even know what came up. Something on the show came up about like dating or whatever. And he was telling some anecdote, and he referenced like us, and I was like, but I'm not your girlfriend. It was something about a girlfriend. I go, but I'm not your
Oh, I see
girlfriend. And he
what
was like,
happened.
yes, you are. And I go, I am. And he's like, come on, yes, you are. And I was like, you haven't asked me. And he's like, you're my girlfriend. I was like, he was like, you should be. And so we like had the official talk, and and I was like, it was just such a great moment because I didn't in the past to get that. It was always so important to me to like get a boyfriend. This time it was not important to me to be like, I have a boyfriend. Like it wasn't like that. It was about like it when there was no manipulation. There wasn't me being like, I want it, like forcing it, trying to get it. There was no unsureness of like, do I really want this? Do I just want to have there's always a like wanting to have a boyfriend, and this time it just felt like so exciting. And we were like watching Love is Blind where people are like constantly getting engaged, and it kind of felt like that of like, oh my God, we're like doing this. And I go, you know what this means, right? And he was like, what? I was like, responsibility. Like, like you are no, it's just like there's accountability now. Like, even though nothing's gonna change. I mean, he's always there for like, will do anything for me at any time. He's like, so.
But why does that change? Or were you being sarcastic?
No, I was being sarcastic, but there is something in me now that's like, wow, before when I would ask him to do favors for me or like, hey, could you go pick up this thing? Like, I'm asking him to go pick up a prescription. He's coming over today to work on something. And I'm like, hey, could you stop and get this prescription for me? Before it was always like, like, can you do this? Like, now it's just like, will you do this? Like, it's almost like it's just part of the responsibility of being a boyfriend is like, you're going to do these little things that are going to make my life so much easier, which he would have done before. But now it's like I have a partner. I have someone who is making choices about their life and helping me make choices about my life, considering the fact that we are like in this for a while.
Yeah.
And like, you know, it's just that's the difference.
And you stop saying partner and lover now?
Yeah, I can say my boyfriend now.
Yes.
Yay! Yes.
You said it on the
Yay,
last
that's
episode.
exciting.
I know. I
slipped.
I just kind of was. I just knew it was already there, but there was something that shifted. Like, I was just like, I have a boyfriend, and I was like, oh my God, you're so much better than my last boyfriend, and he was my last boyfriend too. But it honestly feels.
And the one before that.
It feels different. It really does.
Good.
It like feels like it feels like, oh my God, I haven't had a boyfriend in 5.5 years. So since the last time I called him that, and so it just feels exciting and new, and just I'm at a being 31 is different having a boyfriend than when you're 37. It's like, okay, this is like you're doing this, and we're just I don't know. He called me last night and was like, I just want to get your opinion about this thing because I'm just thinking about my future, and I like what do you want? What would you want for us in this scenario? And I was like, oh my God, this decision that you're making about your life, you're asking what I want, because it's like we're a unit now. It's really nice.
Yes.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Watching that
good.
show made me think about my relationship too. Love is Blind.
Yes.
And I'm officiating one of my best friend's weddings this month, and so I'm thinking a lot about like, what does partnership mean? What like I was interviewing them before. I'm like, I really want to get this right. Why did you guys choose each other? And I keep thinking about partnership, and like I said, why marriage? Because they're gay. I'm like, why did you choose this path? And they're like, we want to have a family. Like, this is our family, us and our dogs. And they're just like, we make all our decisions based on like our little family. And it's such a new way of thinking. Like, I never had a partnership before, ever.
Every decision you make was like, what about you?
Yeah, or like kind of like the relationship. I thought about him, but I never felt like someone had my back, where now in this partnership, it's like, oh, he cared. Like this podcast, for instance, I didn't have the right setup. I didn't have the right browser. Matt spent like 2 hours yesterday getting everything set up for me. He went to his friend's house to get an adapter. Like, and I'm just thinking like, why are you doing this? And then he's like, because I care about you. I want to do this thing for you. I never had that before. I was always like orienting myself around them. And it's just weird to have, like you're talking about, like you actually have a life plan with someone now. Or you're thinking about like us rather than I mean
someone
me.
who has there's no question when I said, can you go get my prescriptions? There's no like it's like eagerness to help my life, to like make me happy. Like, and that I feel like he's always had that. He's just he's someone who just like likes helping people. That's like how he shows love. That's how he like feels good about himself, is like being of service to others, like doing like he loves it. He would do it for anyone, but like I realize that like now that's what I've never been in like wanting to do that for him. I just like want to make him happy. Like having that feeling, and I know that sounds weird, like it just, of course I wanted to be happy when we were together before, but now I'm like, I want to make choices that I just want him to feel loved. I just want to
I
love
think there's
him.
like a difference between like Matt doing that like out of obligation or like some point of like, oh, I could bring this up later that I did this for you, or like there's like something behind it other than the fact of like, no, I love you and I want you to be happy and I know this will make you happy and it has nothing to do with me, which is a hard part to get to.
Yes.
Like, the other night Brenna was sick and I went to Walgreens at like 11 p.m. whatever, and I didn't once think of it like, I was like,
No.
I was eager to fucking help her because she was hurting, you know? And it was like, for no other reason than to just help. And that's like a beautiful place to get to with not just like your girlfriend, with anyone, like with just human beings, like where it's like you're just thinking selflessly.
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 Yeah, it's the best way to feel good. It's whenever I'm feeling depressed, I'm always like, I just need to do something for someone else that is completely motivated by nothing. I mean, it's motivated by me wanting to feel better myself,
Yeah,
but I
that's
just
true.
know that it always makes me feel better to call someone that probably needs someone to talk to, or go pick up some litter, take my dog for. Yesterday, I was a little depressed, and I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna give Luigi the longest walk of the past like 6 months of his life, and just I don't even want to do it, but I'm just gonna give this gift. And it felt so good to just not do it for me, or not. It was really about like, I just want to make someone else feel really, really good right now, or like something else, a fucking dog, whatever it is.
This relationship has made me realize how selfish or self-centered I've been my whole life. Like, Matt and I are engaged. We're going to get married. And the other day I was like, can I bring up like something maybe uncomfortable? Can we just talk about our fears about marriage? We were in Mexico. We're like on the beach, romantic, feet in the sand. And he's like, yeah, like what fears? And I'm like, I don't know. Just like, can we talk about money stuff? Like, okay, I'm just going to air my fears and then you can air yours. He's like, all right, I don't really have any fears, but go ahead. And I'm like,
I'll go first.
Like, I would love to get like I don't know, like, here's my fear. This is crazy, I know. But like, what if, I don't know, like you get really ill or like have to go into a home or something. And it's like, you can't communicate. Like, and let's say I spend like all my money taking care of you in this home. And like, I don't know, like, what if I wanted, he's like, what? I'm like, I don't know, like have a life, like date other people. He's like, babe, this is what marriage is about. He's like, it's through sickness and health. Wait, what are you saying? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, I think what you're saying.
I disagree. If your partner is incompatible, if I ever get to the
What
point
if
where
you're
I have like
sleeping late
I'm in
and
a
I want
coma,
to
I
fuck someone in
fuck-
the morning?
I hope Chris goes out and finds someone else. He can stay married to me or he cannot, but like move on with your life.
I was saying like, can I leave the relationship because I don't want my money tied up with you?
Yeah.
Because you're like,
yes,
if he's
you're
on a
being
ventilator
drain.
or something.
Yeah, that's take a lot of money to operate.
Oh
Well,
my
he has
God,
to have health
Nikki.
insurance, I think.
Yes, he has to have health insurance.
I think if your spouse decides not to have health insurance and they can, and then they're causing a hole in your wallet, you can leave them tomorrow or yesterday.
You guys are fucked up too.
No, it's not fucked up. Like sickness and health, I get it. Like sickness, but like if you become Terry Schiavo, or I do.
Terry Shy, go. Get out
Terry
of here.
Shy, go get another lady that doesn't. Seriously, like, I now, I'm different than most people, but if I stop wanting to fuck you because of my hormones change or because my body changes in a way and I lose desire for you, you should have every right. It might not want to be a comfortable conversation, but you don't have to suffer. I want us to both be happy and fulfilled, and if that means you have to go find that elsewhere, like I don't know. I don't think someone should be like locked into a life of like, there should be caveats of like, if this happens,
Dude, that happened
we
to
need to talk.
my buddy's parents, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a crazy fucking...
Or you're going to get cheated on, let's be honest with ourselves. If you don't let your If you stop
if
fucking your husband, you're like, but he's not allowed to fuck anyone else.
Don't get that
You're
cookie.
insane.
Don't grab the cookie.
Yeah.
The cookie's there.
I know you have
I got the
this
cookie.
urge that is like biological that you can't fight, but please suppress it and don't resent me while you do that. See if that works out for you, ladies.
Listen to what happened to my buddy's
Or
parents.
men.
So the mother gets cancer, brain cancer, or some kind of cancer, goes into a coma. They try like a risky surgery that's like never been done. She goes into a coma for like a couple years, like a long time. Like what you're thinking with Matt, like a while.
It's so funny if a guy cheated on a woman when she goes in for like a routine surgery.
Oh yeah.
She's getting like a root canal.
I didn't know you were coming back.
They use local anesthetic. Honey, we said. I didn't
You
know
went
if you were
under the
gonna make
knife.
it.
I got a mole removed.
But your mouth is out of service. What was I supposed to do?
Yeah, dude. Seriously, like.
So what happened?
So that's exactly it. No. So she's in a coma, right, for so long that it's like, does he go on with his life? Like, he's got to like move on. So before she dies, still in a coma, I don't know if they officially get divorced. I guess they did. He starts dating.
Did he like sign the paper? Like,
Yeah, he grabbed her arm.
Put a pencil in her hand.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Weekend at Bernie's, the documents.
Blink forever if you don't want. So he ends up meeting. I think he ends up dating her nurse. That was like. She just happened to be there in the room.
Yeah,
I don't know
you're
if
not.
she was like fucking her. Like,
I would
wow,
almost feel like better about that because at least he didn't meet her in a bar. You're going out to like singles events.
I don't know if they're hooking up next
while
to her.
Yeah,
like
on her.
Yeah, on top of her, whatever. So he
Still
ends up
relates her.
dating her. He ends up getting brain cancer.
Shit.
He dies before
The woman wakes up after.
Huh?
Yeah.
He dies before
She wakes
the
up.
ex-wife dies. Gets taken off life support. So he's dead before she's even dead. So then my buddy's mom is now the woman,
nurse.
the nurse, that he has nothing.
I mean, it's not really his mom.
It's not his mom.
That's his stepmom.
Well, how
they
old
got
was he?
married. They ended up getting married. Oh no, at that time he was like 13.
Oh, whoa. Well, yeah.
So
that's
he
his
was
mom.
raised by this.
Nurse.
Oh,
Well,
jeez.
I guess it could be worse.
Yeah, it could be worse. Worse nurse.
Worse nurse.
Let's take a break and come back with questions. We got to say goodbye to Anya Marina. Go
So I'm
see her
saying
at Rockwood
leave
Music
Matt
Hall this
is what I'm
Thursday.
saying.
Okay, thanks
At
for
7
having
p.m.
me. I
Stage
love you
3. Besties, go out and support. Thank you for being here. We'll be right back with questions. We're back, and we are going to do the question segment that we did that one day. We have so many questions from you guys. We're doing another one. And if you remember when we had Bob Saget on the show, we did a segment called Burning Questions for Bob, and then we had Mary Lynn Rice-Cub on. We also called it Burning Questions with Bob. So we're going to bring back Burning Questions with Bob in honor of Bob Saget, R.I.P. Let's do it. Questions.
Burning questions for Bob.
I like it.
Sounds like he's burning in hell,
I
but
know.
it's fine.
I thought the same thing, but I
Yeah,
think
that's
he would
kinda-
laugh. We miss you, Bob. All right, let's get to the questions.
They have fire in heaven.
They have podcasts in heaven. He's listening.
Sorry, Bob. But buy him some merch, Bob.
We don't ship there.
Okay, so these are all from our Instagram.
Okay.
Nikki Glaser Pod on Instagram. We're going to do this often. Gosh, there's so many good questions. Can relationships where people have different political views last?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think that's. There was someone on Love is Blind where the woman was so Christian, the guy was an atheist, and he was like very much like, it can work. It just depends on what the political difference is. What I'm thinking is like a Trumpy and a non-Trumpy. I would be questioning why either person wants to be with other person then. There's going to come a time where something... I just think ideologically right now with how divided things are.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
And it sucks that it's tough because I think in the past it could have worked, but now I think just the way I feel, I don't think I could ever be. I mean, I'm looking to be with someone who is friends with people who, or like, you know, who I'm it's hard for me. It's hard for me. Even though I empathize with that side of things and I know that people don't choose what they are, who they vote for and what they care about. Your brain just does what it does. Yeah, it would just be tough for me. What do you think?
It depends on how radical they are about whatever their choice is. Even if it was like, you know, I would say, I guess I'm like left, where like I hate kind of in the center, but like I'm just like, do you? Here's some things that like I care about, but if you over care about anything that's like outside of yourself to the point of like it's like your whole personality, that's what it's more about to me. But yeah,
I think to me
it'd be tough. It'd be very tough, I think, for a relationship. If it's just two extremes, and it depends how much it gets brought up. If it's kind of just like, hey, you know, I kind of, you know, I grew up Republican, and you know, these are some things that we care about, some values we care about. You know, that's how that's how I was raised. But I don't really need to talk. Yeah, I don't know.
I would have a tough time because to me, even if you're saying I'm fiscally Republican, you're greedy. You think that you did something differently than the people that don't have money, and that I pulled myself up by my bootstraps. No, you had advantages that if you were in their shoes, you wouldn't have been able to do that. I know that you worked very hard. I'm reluctant to ever say like, I worked hard for my like career, when people are like, well, Nikki, you work hard for your money. You deserve this. I'm like, no, I got lucky. Yes, I do work hard, but I got lucky that I have a brain that even wants to work hard. So anyone that goes, I don't want to support poor people who are choosing not to work or be lazy, you don't know what they've been through that's making them choose to want to be lazy, and it's not really a choice. You would do the same thing if you were them. So
and they could work three jobs and work harder and still be
I have
poor.
a problem with Republicans in that way of like, I don't want to help others. And listen, I'm greedy in ways with my money. I don't like give as much as I should, but I am open to the idea of it, and I like paying taxes.
But if the dick is good,
and I think rich people should pay more taxes. That's just my belief. And as a person that has more income, I'm happy to do more because I got lucky that I make that much money to do that with. So that's my belief. So to answer your question, no, I don't believe that they can get along.
Yeah.
But you know, who knows? Maybe I'm too close-minded for that. Okay, next question.
All right, next one is from Sammy Groovy. How do I stop saying analyze instead of analyze at work? Help.
Oh my God.
Just get a new job, I guess, where you don't have to say it.
Yeah, analyze.
It really exploded, I guess.
Yeah,
I told you. I called it. I said, name your special that.
I think it exploded because of the conversation around how dumb it is to name your special that, as opposed to like that.
I never said it was smart.
Oh, that's a good point.
That was never my argument. It was catchy.
I think you keep saying analyze at work. You embrace it. It sounds like your workplace is a place where that joke can even fly even once. So let her rip.
I don't know. I think she's a scientist, probably, though. Like, that's who says analyze.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I think people are using analyze a lot in different places, like business settings.
And you could probably sneak it in, and no one's going to go, did you say analyze? I mean, like, no one's going to call you out.
Analyst.
Yeah.
We're bringing in an analyst. I don't know.
So analyzing these reports, you're not going to say.
This conversation cannot be helping this person. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So keep doing it. Just keep doing it.
Yeah.
No one's going to call you out.
And just try to think, what about scour? You can use that word. I'm going to, what's another word for, like, use a synonym.
Breakdown.
Yeah. Go ahead and give it to me. Breakdown.
Oh, what a song. R.I.P.
Breakdown. Okay, next question.
Okay, actually, this is a good one for this question by Shayari. Shayari. Okay. If you could produce a tribute show to any dead musician, who would it be and why?
I mean,
Petty for you?
That was weird. Yeah,
a
definitely.
Tribute
100% Tom Petty.
Oh, have a bunch of musicians like play their music? Is that what a tribute show is?
Yeah, I think so. 1,000,000% Tom Petty.
That's a good one.
I mean, I always want someone that I just like know the music of. It's probably like Boz Skaggs. I'm just kidding. I don't even know if he's like alive or dead. I mean, Lennon, I guess, but I think that's been done like a bazillion times. George Harrison. Yeah, probably that. A musician that's dead.
So
I'm trying
two
to
of
think.
the Beatles.
Yeah.
Now, do they
Probably
get-
George. Probably
now at the
George, because I want to
tribute-
hear My Sweet Lord.
Question.
Yeah.
Tribute. Do they get to play all the Beatles songs or just George's and Lennon's songs?
Just George's. And what, like, they can play While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Like, he wrote some good Beatles tunes. So they can play those, and then we just get into his catalog, and then we have a lot of fun.
What's your favorite Lennon song?
Watching the Wheels. What's yours?
Jealous Guy.
Oh, Jealous Guy is
Or
so
Mother.
good.
Mother, I was in a weird state where I would listen to that a lot. Where it's like
Hit the Bottle Full Throttle.
pretty much.
Those-
Have
yeah.
you ever heard that song?
Yes.
It's like the most bone. I don't know. It's fucking.
You know what I love?
Whew.
Oh, Yoko. In the middle of a dream, I call your name. Oh, yeah. That's so good. That song.
Yeah,
Fuck,
I haven't
he's
heard
good.
that one, but.
Ugh.
Mother, you left me. I never left you. Oh my God! Just type in the acoustic version of that, where it's just him on a piano. There's just not music like that anymore, where someone's just like fucking just raw.
Man, I am so into
Ugh.
Phoebe Bridgers right now. There's a song called Kyoto.
Yes,
I'm obsessed
fun.
with it.
you know what it reminds me of? Like Lost in Translation, but in a song form.
Oh, yeah. It's about her dad.
Oh,
It's about her dad. Like, I thought the person she was singing about was a guy, like a romantic interest, but it's about her dad, and it gives a whole new meaning to it. It's so good.
can I ask you a question?
Yes.
It's pretty serious. How do you still have that ring on, and can you not get it off? And
I
why is this
cannot
not
get it
talked about
off.
every episode? Because this is an insane thing. If
It's
this is
still on. A bestie wrote to me and said Windex is what's going to help get it off. It was so traumatic the night I tried to remove it that I just don't want to do that again, because once you like start trying and you can't get it off, like I get so much anxiety wrapped around
Yes.
it that I need to, like, when I'm ready to take it off, I need to just like really do everything it's going to do it. Like I haven't been in the right frame of mind to actually go back in and try.
I think
really hard.
I think urgent care could do it for you. They have like little saws, like a little jaws of life. For
No,
you.
I don't want to. This ring costs a lot. I got to give it back to Danny and Emma. This is probably like an $800 ring. I'm not even joking you.
It's worth getting it off though.
But I can get it off if I do the wind like methods.
All right, okay.
And
Do you
put my
want me to be there for you so then you don't get worked up? Because I feel like if you're doing it alone,
No, because someone else watching. Have you like? It's like when you're choking and someone's like, "Are you okay?" You're just like, "Yes, fucking leave me alone." You know when you're like choking on water and someone's like, "You're like, I just need to cough a lot," and now you're gonna keep asking me if I'm okay. Clearly, I'm breathing. Stop asking me if I'm okay. I get really annoyed. Do you ever get annoyed when people do that?
Yeah. I mean, well, as someone that's afraid of choking, I'm like, bring it on. Thank you for your annoyance. I appreciate you paying attention to me. But yeah.
Where they
No,
keep going, "Are you okay?" And you're just like drinking water and you're just like, "Yes."
There's
I'm
nothing
fine."
worse than when you're just quiet. You just want a quiet day, and someone's like, "Why are you so quiet?" What are you
Oh
thinking about?
God.
So yeah, that's amazing. I love let's keep checking in on this ring.
Yeah.
I
Ring
mean, I
gate.
just have an idea that it's going to be on 7 months later, and does it hurt your finger at all?
No.
It doesn't feel
No.
like it's stuck on, like it's
No.
too tight.
No, sometimes my finger gets a little swollen, like if I'm sleeping in the morning, and it'll be a little tight, but it doesn't like, it perfectly fits this part of my finger. The problem is the knuckle.
Yeah.
Right here, it's like perfectly fitting. I'm so glad it's not on my ring finger, because sometimes I do wear things on my ring. I would just look like I'm permanently married, but with this like kind of.
I love you getting
Dumb
knuckle
chunker.
surgery, and it's like, no, I had a deviated septum. Like you're trying to make your like you have a reason now to tighten up your little knuckles.
I just want my knuckles to be like smaller so I can fist myself.
Yeah, my fingers are all fucked up recently. Oh God, I gotta
Same
get it
with
off
mine.
before tomorrow.
I don't even
actually.
know when I bit them. You ever bite your shit and like 2 days later you're like, I have 45 sport. Like my shit is hurting right now. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Next question.
How about another relationship question?
Yes.
Bring it
Okay.
on.
From Aaron Nutt.
Yes.
Okay.
What would you do if your family didn't like your partner for shallow reasons?
For shallow reasons. What's a shallow reason? Give me one.
Not
Too
liking
old
the
for
song
you,
Shallow.
too young for you, don't make enough money, maybe.
isn't attractive
Right.
enough, isn't tall enough,
yeah.
doesn't make enough money, drives
No.
a shitty car.
Then your family's the problem. You know, like that's they got to work on themselves. Like that should be a good sign that you're doing something right, that whatever it is that you were raised with to judge people with didn't make it to you to put towards this person. So I think that is
I mean, it'd be so funny if you're at Thanksgiving dinner and you're like, he really drove that car, and you're like, so Tim, I think we should
yeah, I have been meaning to talk to you about this. Like you and I, like it's just like it's bigger than this, but it's
Your Dodge
it's the Love
Neon.
is Blind thing.
Yeah, it really is. But just agreeing with your horrible family, because maybe it's an out for you too. Like you're like, oh yeah, I could just say his car sucks.
Oh, yeah, that's great when you have an out of why you want to break up with them, when they've given you something that you can put on it instead of the real. It's like Love is Blind when the girl's like, oh, it's because you're an atheist and I'm Christian. It's like, no, it's because he's short and the guy you really liked is actually more attractive than him, and the other guy you were talking to is more attractive, and now you want him.
And that guy's Muslim, so I think it's a height thing.
Yeah, it's it definitely. Okay, next question.
If you had to live in a country that you've never been to, what would it be and why?
Ooh,
Nice
That
question.
you've never been to, so
Never
it's just
been
like
to.
I want to live in Berlin.
I thought Paris was your. But
I've been there.
But you've been to Paris.
Berlin.
Why Berlin?
I don't know. I saw it on Unorthodox, and it just looked like a cool, accepting, beautiful place. And it seems like people speak English there. I could probably get around a little bit, and it just seems cool. It just seems like clean and beautiful, and the people seem nice. But that is from me watching a scripted TV series where a couple music students were featured.
Or it's like one street. Yeah, it's one classroom.
I don't know. Yeah, Berlin. I just kind of have this
Sounds
fantasy
cool.
of living there.
It just sounds cool. It
Yeah.
sounds like you're off the beaten path while being on it.
Yeah, where would
Like,
you
yeah,
go?
I lived in Berlin for like 6. It's just so, I don't know, something about it just shit. I would say like in my mind I'm feeling like Sydney, Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere like they speak English, so then I'm like I also don't feel like that,
Out of it.
like
yeah.
so right away I could kind of like pick up on things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to try too hard there. And then Buenos Aires, which I don't know why, just sounds cool. Argentina, I just heard it's.
Is it Ares or Ares?
I'll find out when I'm get there.
No, what about you? Where would you live?
I think the first place that popped into my mind was Thailand.
Oh,
It
yes.
was beautiful. I love the food. And the
Oh my
cost
God,
of living
it's
is
so
not
good.
that
fucking
high.
love
And the
Thai
people are
food.
so nice, and it's awesome. I've only been to Phuket, and I stayed at like a resort, but we got out in amongst the people, and it was just lovely. I loved it.
There's something too
Scared of
about
tsunamis
like,
though.
when you're ever asked like what country. Also, I think they asked what country, and we both named cities.
I mean, I was
But
naming.
yeah.
I understand that Berlin is in.
No,
Europe.
I know.
kidding.
It just hit me though
Germany.
now that it was like
Yeah.
that we named cities, but we feel like we have to name cities like Thailand, or like it could just be a town, a country that like you just don't want to be in a city. Like I don't know, you hear that question, you think city. You know what I mean?
I picture myself. I was even thinking of like Bali or like somewhere like exotic that's like
Yeah.
out, but I don't want to live there.
Yeah,
This is
Kinda
where
like-
you could live.
We lived in Cabo for 7 weeks, and
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to live there.
no, I wouldn't either.
I just didn't find my Cayman. I could live there, but at Cabo,
Really?
I could totally live in Cayman because it just felt.
More like a regular.
I don't know. I just liked
Yeah.
it. I just knew my way around. I don't know. I just liked it.
Next question.
Your family movie growing up.
Family movie.
Movie you watched with your family.
Yeah. I would say A Christmas Story really comes to mind of just one that we always watch, and Pee-wee's Christmas Special. It's always Christmassy things, I guess.
Mine was
mine
the
was-
National Lampoon's Vacation movie.
Oh,
Oh,
Christmas
yeah.
Vacation. My dad hated that movie.
Not the Christmas one. It was the one where
Oh.
they went to that amusement park. I don't know if that was Christmas.
Wally World. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And Home Alone.
And
love
Home
the
Alone, so
Those are
good,
so good.
so good. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
these are all Christmas. So mine was Schindler's List. No, just like not Christmas at
Yeah.
all. But I don't remember one movie watching as a family. Isn't that
Wow.
fucked up? I just remember seeing something about Mary with my mom and never seen her laugh more. So I guess
Yes.
I'll go with that.
Okay,
But
yeah.
that's weird. Not one time.
Watching something all together.
So weird.
Yeah, as a kid, like kids movie?
I can't picture one time of us all sitting on a couch. I remember us all sitting on a couch playing Jeopardy, but that's about it.
Okay, that's something. I think TV shows for me are more a family thing. Seinfeld. I was watching Seinfeld last night. Fuck, it's so good.
My
So
grandma
resonant.
Thelma would
Yeah.
watch it with ear. Remember those like
Seinfeld?
ear thing? Yeah, she was
And
dying.
my grandma loves Seinfeld too.
I mean, insane, obsessed.
It was so
Makes
funny.
me love my grandma, which makes me like upset that I didn't find out more because she probably had like
A
an
great sense of
amazing
humor. If she was able to get Seinfeld as like an older woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Okay, let's go to break and come back with more questions. More questions. Let's get to it. Luigi's stretching.
Top one, bottom one high school memories.
Bottom one memory, I mean, finding out my friend fucking killed himself. It's a pretty bad one. But if we're talking about just like more fun, festive, like bottom memories, is when I, my French teacher, Madam Hood, like was just disgusted with me one time when I went in for a private, like I went in during contact period, which is like a free period that you could go and get help for stuff. And I was struggling in French and I went in and I did not know what le and la were, like, you know, articles that like I didn't know what it was. And she was like, how are you even in this class? And I was like, because I got a bad teacher for middle school. Like, it's not my fault.
Yeah.
And she would just hate it. She was such an evil, mean, miserable woman. If you're out there, Madam Hood, I hope you've gotten help. You sucked so much. No one liked you. No one. I remember when the projector fell on you one day and we were happy
low
about it.
projector? Low or la?
I don't know, because I'm a fucking idiot, apparently, Madam Hood. One day she wrote pas mal on my test. I know I've talked about this before because it's so fucking... She wrote pas mal on one of my tests, and I was so excited, and it means not bad. And it was the nicest thing she had ever even attempted to say to me. She was evil. She was like you imagine a woman at like a Nazi. Honestly, like you imagine like a female Nazi and like the guards like just cruel, cold, soulless, cruel, like just that was what she was
Have
like.
you ever seen School Ties? There's a French teacher in that causes a kid to go into a mental.
She
whatever.
must have like that. It must have been her like
when the guy
dangerous
was
minds where
talking,
she was like, "That's what I'll be
no,
like."
No, like everything he was breaking down, and he was so good.
Oh
like,
my God, she was
for a high school student. He was so good in like speaking, and this guy was just picking apart everything, and it drove him insane.
Oh,
and that's what
yeah.
I envision.
Oh, she was just the worst.
Because it sounds pompous too. While they're making fun of you, like on top of it.
Even saying this right now, shots fired. I'm scared of her because she was so terrifying.
What was your top moment then?
Top moment
When
was
the projector fell?
Yeah, no kidding. Top moment was when Huffy, there was a door that was jammed, and everyone that would, double doors. There was one side of the double doors that would like push open, and the other side was like locked, and people kept going for the locked one and would like struggle with it, and then they would go to the free one. And we were sitting in the quad like watching people struggle with this door and just like laughing because they would always struggle with the first one, then they'd finally like result to going to the next one. And Huffy was like, I'm gonna go and do it and just make a huge scene. So she I think it's the hardest I've ever laughed in my life. I remember like marking it as like the hardest I've ever laughed. She went over we saw her like walk down the hallway and like look like really pissed walking, just like with so much like gumption. And then she went up to the door and was just like, the jammed one was like, what? And then she was just like screaming, trying to get it open. Everyone was staring. Just seeing your friend make a fool of herself in the name of comedy and then burst through the door next to it. I would give anything to have a video of that now. It was the funniest thing because she was it was so embarrassing.
You don't like pranks. Would you consider that a prank?
No, because no one's getting hurt. No one's being embarrassed except her.
Except her.
Yes.
Gotcha. No, that's a good point.
That's not.
So a self prank is good.
Yeah, when people are like confused by someone doing something weird, it doesn't bother me. But if they're implicated in it, absolutely out of line. I don't like it at all. What about you? Top one, bottom one?
Bottom one is probably shitting my pants.
At school?
At my friend Scott Woodward's house. And
Oh, yes, I remember that. And they
I
were
was
just
naked in the bathroom, crying naked.
like, this
with
is
shit
high
all
school?
over me. I was like sophomore year. It was like a cool guy
Were you
hang
drunk?
out. I smoked like 2 hits of weed, and I got like a 24-hour virus. Dude. So I was high with shit all over. I went to shart in his bed. Or no, I didn't go to shart. I went to fart, and then I shit. I didn't even shart. It went above shitting or sharting. It was a full shit. It was like I took out a paper and like was like reading for a while.
Yeah.
And then I could just hear them. I stumbled into the bathroom. I think I Hansel and Gretel'd this shit down the hallway. And I just hear them going, "Do you smell? Is that shit? Dude, that's shit." And then like I hear them playing hot and cold with my reputation.
With your hot.
Yeah. And they found me all right. And and then I guess my top one is someone else shitting their pants the next week.
And so
way
your
worse.
Story was
And then everyone forgot about me shitting my pants because this kid wiped his ass with Scottish Celts that have been in the family for 500 years. He left his he passed out in the bathroom. He was so fucked up that he went into the parents' bathroom thinking it was the toilet. And was in the closet shitting all over the closet and then wiping his ass with the Scottish Celts.
Oh, my God.
While playing bagpipes, which was weird. And the mom comes in and was like, what the heck? Oh, what the? And he ran out. And somehow he slept there, didn't get caught. And then he got caught because they found him in the yearbook. And the mom pointed him out. She goes, that's the...
Oh, my God. Like a lineup.
Yeah, like a lineup.
Whoa.
And then that Monday, the girl goes, did you shit on my Scottish Celts?
Oh, my God.
And he's like...
Did you shit on my dad's skirts? I would be like, your dad has skirts.
Yeah.
So...
Of course I did.
Yeah.
Of course I did.
And then she's like, oh, she's embarrassed. Now it goes to her.
Did you shit in my mom's pants?
And then that guy's like, yes, I passed it on.
Oh, my God. And so everyone called it. His name was Mike Proctor, which I don't think he'd mind me saying it because he moved on, I think. But,
You mean he took his own life?
yeah, he moved on.
He's no longer with us?
Yeah, he's burning questions with Proctor, too. But so whenever someone would fart or take a nasty shit,
You'd call it a proctor?
a Proctor.
Oh, wow.
So it became a diet, like a word. So
How many times have you thought you weren't going to proctor and then you took that Procter and Gamble? You shit. So stupid.
But it could have been a Colin. Like,
Yeah.
it's like Munson from Kingpin. I
Oh
don't know
my
if you ever saw that
God.
movie.
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Having your name become associated with something terrible.
Dude, you proctored yourself, didn't you?
Oh my God.
And he'd be right there being like, "This, I guess this is my life." And they're like, "What about remember when he shit himself?" It's like
Everyone giggles when he said it's, attendance. Because it's like you're just saying shit. He changes his name to feces.
Yeah.
Noah, do you have top one, bottom one, or?
Oh yeah, I'll say them real quick. The bottom one was this girl I was friends with. She started dating this like bad boy who was like a drug dealer, and I smoked weed with them like in sophomore year, and I hallucinated so bad. It was like the worst experience. The girls had to like take me home. And then my mom, like, obviously I had to tell her that I smoked something. I don't know what's going on with me. Like, I'm just hallucinating. And of course, at that moment, she starts giving me the whole spiel. Noah, you have to be careful. This is how girls get pregnant and they get raped. Da, da, da. And I'm already like, oh my God, I'm like so paranoid right now. Can you just stop? So that was my bottom.
Oh, that sucks.
My top,
Just being the one that needs to like be babysat and taken care of and like getting sicker than
so
all your friends who like can handle it.
But also parents, like, give your kid 2 days, then have like
yeah.
when they're fucking tripping, it's like, "You took mushrooms? What are you?" And then you just see your mom being like, like you just yeah, it's a lot.
Parents just need to.
They don't
fucking chill,
understand,
dude.
you know?
Yeah.
All right, and what's your top one?
And the top was there was this boy that I had a crush on, and his name was Norman Sherman. And he like finally,
God, what a nerdy name.
he was a little bit nerdy, but he was so cute. I just had like the hugest crush on him, and somehow he invited my best friend and I to go to the movies with him and his older brother, who was like him, but even like way cuter. So we just had this like, wow, we're like with two really cute guys. We're going to Kings Plaza to see the movie, and it was just, I think we saw. I wish I could. I think it was like one of the Freddy Krueger movies that we went to see. It was just like so fun, like really like our first date, and I got to go with like my best friend.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Like, yes, the idea of a crush finally coming through is another great feeling.
Would you be jealous when he brings a hotter friend? Like, were you jealous of her getting to be with the brother?
We both kind of had a crush on him, and we were not competitive with each other at all. It was just like, whoa, his brother is even cuter. We just like
That's so exciting. God. Yeah. Oh my God. Girl
what would
crushes.
you do? You just solidify like this is my. If it's like a first date.
I never had that never happened to me. What am I looking at an episode of Saved by the Bell?
Yeah.
It's like that doesn't happen. That is a story that it just doesn't happen. But that's so. Oh God, crushes are the fucking best. When you would find out that they like, I still love crushes. I mean, like crushes are so. That is the one thing about a relationship that I'm bummed about is that I will not have crushes anymore. That I know people are like, I still have crushes. It's like I'm married, but I still get crushes. Not ones that can pay off ever. You know, like that's why I like crushes is because it like might happen. That when you lose that, but I also. I don't know. I'm just like, I kind of have a crush on my boyfriend.
How many times though have you had a crush on someone and then finally when like things start, you know, like if you guys start talking to each other, you just automatically lose it?
Oh, immediately. That would happen every single time to me. Every time in my life up until this guy I'm dating now. Every time I liked a guy, the second he would like me back, I was disgusted because I had low self-esteem.
But then you would also realize, I don't know, you would learn that, that would make me not want to have a crush. Like, I would learn, like, okay, there's no point to have a crush if it's not going to work out.
I couldn't help it, though. It wasn't like you can't control crushes. Oh, and they feel so good. It's almost like, you know, it's the way I feel about orgasms. Like, the best thing about an orgasm to me is the build up to an orgasm right before you get it. When you finally get it, it's like great, but it means it's going to be over because once it's started, it means it's going to be like the fun is going to be soon over. When the anticipation's building, you don't know when it's going to end. I think I just realized why like orgasms are not as good as before orgasms, which is always what I'm saying. It's because you know it's going to be over. Like, I'm always more excited before a meal arrives than when the meal is on the table.
Not me. I want the food in my mouth.
But what about when it's done? How sad is it?
No, I'm not.
You're not
look
sad?
at it that way. I
Oh my
look
God,
at
I'm
it
so
like
sad
I'm
when
so
food is over.
fulfilled from this that I can take on other things in my life.
Oh my God. I just start going, what's the next thing I can put in my mouth? Like, what else can I get sad when I get full. It's total eating disorder of like, you hate when you get high because then you're like, then what my feelings are still not being, I gotta keep doing something and like, you can't eat anymore because you're sick and you're just like, fuck. Like it's hard for me to like ever feel like full from food ever and be like, I don't want more food. Like I always want more. I just have to like force myself not to have it.
My favorite part is the actual orgasm, obviously. For me, like the
Not for
food
me,
when I'm
because-
swallowing like a chicken parm on the hill or whatever at the hill in St. Louis. Like it was the best chicken parm I've ever had in my life.
My favorite part is when the
Afterwards, I
plate
felt
is
terrible.
put down in front of me. Obviously, it tastes good, and that's what I'm expecting. But the second I start eating it, it starts going away. But before it arrives, man, it could be endless. I don't know what's going to happen.
Maybe the third bite is the best. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like when you're drinking the second or third, that feeling of still being aware while feeling like you can do anything.
The second I start having an orgasm, I'm not kidding you, I start getting sad that it's going to be over. The second I open a Christmas present, I'm like, Christmas is almost over. The second, anytime something starts, I start getting sad about losing it. Summer, even. Oh, I had this happen when we just spent 2 months in Cabo. I came back here and it's cold And I started thinking that this cold weather was fall because it was like I just had warmth. So the cold is like taking me. And I started getting like this fucking dread of like, oh, winter's coming. And then I go, wait a second. No, it's spring. It's going to get warmer. And I already started getting upset about the fact that spring is almost here, which means summer's almost here, which means summer's going to go away soon. That is how insane I am.
Dude. Yeah, there's nothing to say other than live in the present, but it's just like
no, love is blind. Like I'm so excited right now because I have like 3 more episodes left and I'm about to get really sad when it's over. I don't like the ending. I don't like starting things because it means they're going to be over, but before you start something, it's always the possibility it'll never end. One more question.
All right, I really love this one. Could you all describe honestly your first impressions of each other?
Oh, that's a great question. Oh my God. Honestly, first impressions.
From like far away or like from when we actually met? Like in person?
I think just like first impression before you even got to know one another.
I don't remember knowing Andrew before I met him at Bed Bath & Beyond the day that we met. And I just honestly like the same impression. I think I read him pretty well. Funny, anxious, honest, silly, just like impulsive, lacks what's the word when you're just you impulsive and like just funny, impulsive and funny. Yeah,
I think.
And sexual. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Oozing sexuality.
Dude, sorry for putting it off like that. At that Bed Bath & Beyond. Sorry, I'm so sexual.
Well, I'm glad we were in the towel section because it was getting wet over there. No, it was
clean up.
Immediately the same vibe I have now. Like I feel like
I think it's different.
And maybe I can just maybe I'm imagining something more. You know, you always remember things differently than they actually occurred. But I think I had a pretty good read on you right away.
I think it's like different because you were already somewhat famous in the sense of like I had an idea of what you are.
Yeah.
By the way, Anthony DeVito, back to him, said that your special perfect is like one of his like top 3 like favorite specials.
That's so nice.
Yeah. So anyhow, that's a ham drip, I guess. That's like a very like non-hand drip. Hey, by the way,
it's a good one. It's I think it's
some
of my best work.
That.
That's so nice. That really means a lot to me coming from him.
I would say when I like met you at Bed Bath & Beyond, like I just had a vision of you of being, because you were so successful in my eyes at that time, that you obviously have it all together. Like you're like this like mature adult. You know what I mean? I just thought maybe you would like, I don't know, like just something like, and
totally
I quickly realized just being in Bed Bath and watching you shop that it's like, oh, she is just like we are not different
we're
people.
We're
very cut from the same Bed Bath & Beyond cloth. Like,
yes.
When you were looking, I think you were looking either for a big towel or like you were looking for something. And I was like, oh, this
girl's like neurotic and like all over the place,
but in a fun way.
Yes.
And then when you know, a thing you did that I've said before is like you offered me to host literally within probably 30 minutes of meeting you to host at Caroline's. And I was like, wow, you're incredibly giving and like you don't take comedy too seriously, where it's like, it was just refreshing.
Yeah.
To like not feel like I had to like earn it from you. Like right away it kind of felt like, oh, let's just have a conversation and like
you did earn it by being nice and being cool.
Yeah.
And like being like and interested back, you know, like you weren't just all about like you. Like it was, I could just tell that this is like, oh, this is someone that like, you know, doesn't only care about comedy. Yeah. And then Noah, my first impression of you was
what an idiot. Callback ham drip.
Oh my God.
I don't like that ham drip.
No, young. I thought you were much younger than me. I also thought like really, really professional. People are shocked to find that out, by the way. Really like professional and like quiet and maybe not like gonna be as like fun as you ended up being, because you were like so serious and like wanting to do a good job and come off like professional. I think when we first met, which you are all of those things. Like you're one of the best at your job and like getting things done and just being you're such an accountable person and a reliable person and just like a talented person. But I think at first I thought you were more serious and like not going to be as fun. Like maybe we weren't going to be best friends like we are.
Interesting.
And not as like and obviously I didn't know you were going to be as empathetic and like spiritually like just emitting positivity and kindness that you were, but like badass for sure and intimidating.
Yeah, from Noah. I'm trying to think.
Do you remember the first time we met, Andrew?
I just remember coming. I feel like I came in for like a test show.
Yeah.
Was Noah in there? Yeah, Noah, you were there, right?
I think you just
For the
came
test show?
into the.
She would have been.
I think
Yeah.
you were like a guest or just like.
Yeah, and you were in like the back corner, so I didn't
Yeah.
really get to know you. But from what I remember of you is just like you said, warmth. Like you have an air to you that is like, it's not like, I wouldn't say motherly because that sounds like but like
Maternal.
but there's just a feeling like you could count on you and you can like tell you. Like, I don't know. There's like no judgment. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of judgment coming from you.
Yes, positivity and like just like that's all we want.
And you didn't feel like, I think because we're around comedians so much,
Mm-hmm.
there was no sense of like entitlement or feeling of like having to be the star. And it was just a sense of fresh air in that way. Like,
Yes, no ego.
Yeah. They didn't. And now that I know you, I was wrong.
Yeah, you're so wrong.
Yeah, now that you took the
fucking-
news from me, like a fucking heartless.
Yeah, that was
clown.
diabolical. It
Yeah.
was planned. It was
It's bullshit.
calculated, and
Really a slow play
Yeah.
by her.
My first impression of both of you was definitely way off, because when I first saw Nikki, I remember seeing you like in an office having a meeting, and you walked in and you were wearing this blazer. You had your hair up in a ponytail, and I was like, I
it
was
was probably
just like,
dirty.
Yeah,
That's why I was in a ponytail. You know what I mean?
The
I was
blazer
just
was
like
the
so
last
funny, like
clean
what you
thing you
project.
had. Yeah, dude, it's so funny.
I didn't see.
It's like the
I remember-
book.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just noticed you and I was like, okay, her body language. I was like, wow, this woman is like, that's a boss bitch. Like, so I texted her.
my
I'm like,
God.
who's in that office? He said, Nikki Glaser. So I was like, wow, she's probably like all business and just like really tough. She's probably going to be like such a diva to work with, just by like, and I just remember like, wow, her posture is like really straight. Like she knows how to do these meetings. Then when we met, like for the first time when we started working
In
together,
the lobby, I remember. Yeah.
you were so sweet to me. I think you like opened your arms to hug me, and I was just like, wow, she's so sweet. This is not anything I thought it would be like, and I was kind of nervous. Like I thought I would really have to impress you, but you were just so cool, and just like so sweet. And I just remember seeing this, just like your eyes. There was just this like caring essence that was just like emanating out of it. I just felt so safe. And then with Andrew, at first I remember thinking like, oh wow, Andrew's like a very quiet and reserved guy. I thought you were very, very like kept to yourself and like nervous. But then as I got to know you and hearing your stories, I realized, wow, Andrew is like a cat with 9 lives. He's lived all these different versions of life.
Yes.
He has so many good, funny stories. And he's very interesting.
Yes. I think at first you were nervous, and so you were quiet.
I mean, on the pod, I just felt like or on the
On
radio
the radio show, yeah.
Yeah.
It just, you know how it was.
Yeah, you just want to make a good impression. You just
Yeah.
don't want to like fuck up, so you're a little bit nervous and
I didn't
quieter.
realize how quiet I was, and like, but
God,
yeah,
that
it's
is the
interesting.
second time I've heard this week that I have good posture, which is so not something I like. I know for a fact I do not have good posture. I have tech neck, like, I went to that's when your neck goes forward because you're looking at your phone.
I have that too.
But
yeah.
I went to a singing lesson the other day. I went to I sang with my dad this weekend at the venue that he was playing with his band. And I went to a singing lesson before that with my sound healer, which if you're in the St. Louis area, definitely go do a sound healing session with my sound healing lady, Aria. Her, I would love to send Besties to her. She is just like so sound healing, obviously, and Reiki is, she also does that. It's all about like energy. You don't even get touched. You just like lay on this bed and then they do she does all this like gongs and like makes these sounds that you're just like, where are you even getting these sounds? But your eyes are closed. It's so healing. And she does like pain management work, but she also does voice lessons. And I take and she's turned into one of my best friends. But you can go to, it's like ariasound108 I think .com. You can just go to Aria, ARI sound healing. But I told her I'd give her a shout out because she just is starting the sound healing journey and she's really good at it. And like tapping into this, like, and we were relating because I'm like, I've always like secretly wanted to be a singer songwriter. I think that's like what I've always like, it really am deep down. And like, I just have like suppressed it. And she was like a choir director and she's also trans. And so she is like very well versed in like feeling like something is locked inside of you that you should be, that you aren't able to be because of people either telling you can't be or whatever it is. And so we've really like talked a lot about that, but she's amazing. And I was going to a lesson the other day and she was like, one of the first things I noticed about you is that you have great posture. And so I was just like, what? I didn't want to be mean, but I'm like, you're wrong. Like, I just know that I don't. I've taken an Alexander technique class and was lacking. But it's really nice to hear that 2 times in a row.
I do feel like if you're wearing, when I put a suit on.
Yeah, when you're wearing a blazer.
Or a blazer, it does something. It makes your shoulders just like, even if they might be shoulder pads, like maybe it's just shoulder pads, but when I put a suit on, I'm instantly, oh, hello, oh.
Yes.
Like, you don't want to sit like this in a suit because then it crumples up and you just look
Posture is it's so crazy how much it can change people's perception of you and your own perception of you. Like when I walk straighter or, I remember reading one dog book about like how to train your dog and they were like, when you walk your dog is looking for a leader. Like once you're the pack leader.
Yeah.
And they were like, walk like you're Cleopatra. And it always stuck with me. And sometimes I remember it on walks when I need to like he's being a little bit pulley on the leash or just kind of being annoying. I'll be like, remember to walk like Cleopatra. And you just all of a sudden like have this power and grace about you, just pretending to be like more, just like me sitting like this is a different person than me like this.
I mean, look at, I'm like, yeah.
I mean, this is comfortable and I want to sit like this most of the time, but good posture can be also be very comfortable. Like this is actually putting a lot more strain on your bones and your neck right now than if you were to sit. Like the Alexander technique is all about sitting so that your all of your bones are like balanced on each other. So it's really like holding up like when you do this with a broom handle or something, you're balancing it in your hand. You're not like, it's not working hard. You're not working hard. Like when you're going, like when you're sitting like if I'm sitting like this, like I'm having to support this, but if it's all balanced on top of each other, I don't have to do anything. And it's all about just like, you can sit upright and just balance it all on top of each other and it won't feel like you're having to like stick it up.
Yeah. And it's
like building it like blocks, like you're trying to balance a Jenga.
And if you're like, it actually doesn't make sense. Now just imagine your favorite newscaster sitting like this and giving you the news. Like you wouldn't.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's not a good look. It just doesn't.
So I think we should go to war. Like imagine the president, like, so I'm like, whatever, like Ukraine, like, I'm not really with this. And it's just like, even if it was a great speech though, even if it was like, I'm Joe, like even if talking, like posture means so much.
It's hard to correct though. Like it's not just about like, is
it a self-esteem thing though? Because sometimes I think maybe I don't believe in myself.
Oh,
so I'm like, why would I sit up like that to like,
why would I wear nice clothes? Where would I why would I? It's about like, having enough respect for yourself to sit up straight. Whenever I'm feeling nervous, like I can see it in my body language. Like I can just read how my mood is if I see like a picture of myself or something. Like it just is all over my body. Like you just get smaller. Like I get very small when I'm feeling like insecure and when I'm like engaged and like excited. Like I'm out. Like I'm sitting up straight. And sometimes
your posture
you can
on
fake
stage
it.
is strong. You don't have that like loose guy like
I
whatever.
can sometimes that's what when I wear heels and dresses, it forces me to have a certain kind of, you stand a certain way, but my hips jut out. I mean, on the set of Perfect Strangers, I was constantly being reminded to suck in and put my hips back and squeeze my ass so that my stomach goes in, because I was wearing all these tight dresses and just like your stomach like goes out, because I would just like stick my hips out. It's just more comfortable.
Yeah.
Oh God. Jamie Lee Curtis recently came out and was like, I've been sucking in since I was 11. I'm done. And she just like posted this picture where her like gut is out. It's like, that is like being a woman is on TV. You're sucking in,
especially with the outfits you had to
and
wear
I
on
can't do
Perfect
it.
Strangers. It was.
I get so comfortable, and then if I have bad posture, it's because I'm having a good time.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
We got to go. That's all our shows for this week. We will be back next week with
Can I plug something?
what? We'll be back next week with what?
With one episode.
One episode next week? Oh no,
Wow,
they're
just
gonna.
one?
People
Oh,
are gonna
you're
get.
fucked.
Don't worry, guys. This is not like a trend. We're not trending towards like doing less. We are always going to be aiming for 4 a week. We are just starting a new season soon, so we're just getting that in place. A lot is going on behind the scenes, so we will be back and we'll be going live on Instagram. In the meantime, you can also subscribe to Andrew's new version of his like second season of his podcast Puddles.
Thank you.
So for extra Andrew content during the time away, he'll a new episode's coming out Tuesday.
I hope it's Tuesday.
Today.
Oh wait.
Because today's
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Oh
on this
yes,
show.
today is Tuesday. I'm hoping either Tuesday or Wednesday. I've only done like 2 Puddles in 5 months, which was my podcast that you were on.
Yeah.
Multiple times, and Brenna is now a reoccurring.
Yes,
guest.
because she didn't want to be
It was so fun. She's like, I don't want to be I don't want to be called a co-host. It's
too much pressure. Yes.
Like just.
She's like,
I feel
just
like
call me your
I feel
fiance.
like a poser here. Yeah. Just put a ring on my finger
Yeah.
and let's not do this
Yes.
podcast and let's grow up. No. So Puddles, yeah, thanks. Please listen. I think it's really fun. We just, it's silly.
Did you do 2 episodes? Did you do a couple?
We just did one yesterday, and we're gonna have guests probably, but mostly it's kind of a similar format to this,
Yeah.
but just 2 people have brown hair.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
so
why
it's
it's different.
like so different. It's so different.
All right.
Also,
thank you
Anya.
so much for listening. Also
yeah.
go see Anya at Rockwood Music Hall this Thursday, at 7 p.m. in New York City. And the 17th. Tickets for me on the road, nikkiglaser.com, and then you can get podcast merchandise that is now selling like gangbusters at podshop.nikkiglaser.com. Thank you so much for listening this week. We will be back next week with 1 episode, and then we'll be back to our regularly scheduled 4 episodes a week after that. Love you, besties, so much. Don't give up on us. And don't be cool.
Don't be
Don't be cool. I don't know why I said cool.
What?
Don't be cool. Don't be cool.
Cool.
And jazz.